worth mentioning. So we got some internal fasteners right here. These are T8. So there's actually, you know, some internal hardware that you gotta tinker around with. So there's that. And while I have this liner side up, I'm actually going to tweak it so I can tune it up a little bit to my preference, because the detent on this is really, really light. Just a little bit. That wasn't all that much, but I'm gonna call that good right there. If it's too much, I can always do it later on off camera. But looking at this thing before we toss it off to the side, it looks to be well finished. You know, PVD coating, it's tumbled, just the same finish that's on the blade here. We'll go examine the blade as well as the bearings and just check out how the detent hole is finished, if there's anything odd looking or anything worth mentioning in the execution of this blade itself. Very nice cut right here. Nice good machining marks. A little bit of leftover burr right there. Not a big deal. It's not a part that you would ever really interact with. Something worth noting. Pretty polished on the flats where the bearings ride on. I think that's nice. Quite nice. The hole itself to accept a pivot. Beautiful. I don't see any gouges, any major scratches or nothing. That's wonderful. The hole itself for the detent ball. Beautiful. I felt absolutely zero movement, play, detent lash, like none of that stuff. So that's really cool to see that. There's no like leftover burr, no nothing, but there wasn't any extra effort to go above and beyond to maybe like chamfer the hole. That's something you see on usually like multi-$100 knives, right? So I'm not gonna knock it for not having something like that. We have a full D-shaped pivot. So while it could just be D-ended, or just captured on the one end, it's actually full D, which again, that's kind of being a little nitpicky. You see that just the captured end on higher end things, but it's something that really could and definitely should be implemented on any classification of knife, any price range. It just makes it a little bit better. You would get full 100% surface contact in the hole of the actual blade. And here is the show side. Again, constructed in the exact same manner as the clip side. Very nice finish. Holes, no leftover fuzz or like no jagged edges. Very nicely finished. I think that